Welcome to Moon and Fire. I'm Emily Bailey, founder of Whole and Wild, where I guide women back to their sacred wisdom through ritual and cyclical living. This is a podcast for women ready to remember their sacred cycles, reclaim their radiant fire, and unleash their intuitive magic. Today, I'm so excited to share with you this recorded replay from yesterday's Embodied Joy Intelligence activation. Is an opportunity for us as women to come back into our bodies, to shake loose old stories that need to be discarded, and to remember that our body knows intelligently decisions that our mind hasn't yet come to. So I hope you can find a sacred, safe space, grab a bottle of water, maybe a journal for the end of that time, but this is really about getting into your body, and she doesn't need a journal. And I invite you to experience. All right. Well, welcome to the Embodied Joy Intelligence Activation. I am so excited about being present in this space today. And I really want to just say welcome to this sacred experiment in trusting your body's wisdom and shaking loose what's been calcifying. So I want to do a quick energy check. So if you're coming here live or in the replay, I want to just invite you to notice, how's your nervous system right now? Is it excited? Is it nervous? Is it ready to move some energy? Just take a moment and notice that. Name for yourself what's here. Personally, I'm feeling excited. That's, yeah, what's here. I was sharing that embodiment wise, when things are really resonant, I shiver, kind of like the cold shivers, but just not cold shivers. And that's how excited I am right now. Things are really resonant in this space. So I'm noticing that in my body. And then I want to invite you also to set an intention. My intention for this time today is that we're here to shake loose old stories and get out of our heads into our knowing. So I want to invite you to name for yourself, like, that's why I'm here. I'm here to shake loose old stories, and I'm here to get out of my head into my knowing. And before we dive into moving, I want to just be really deliberate about sharing the why. So, we know that joy and movement activates different neural pathways, and that's a huge part of the why behind this space. But to be really honest, this gathering arose from my frustration with the shallow stories that hold us back from stepping into what's possible. As I've been opening the doors to Rewilded and connecting with different women throughout this process, I hear below the story so much that's built into us that doesn't allow us to step into things even when they're resonant. And that frankly ticks me off. Like it really does get me frustrated because, right? Like because we deserve more than that. And so these old stories that calcify when we're not intentional can actually become rigid beliefs that keep us small. And so the reason, well, actually, let me share a couple stories because this morning I was actually taking the dog out. So I had to use the bathroom and a couple examples came to mind. The first one was have you ever had like clothes and things pile up in some spot in your bedroom? Like at first it's just a shirt, then like it almost seems to magnetize other things to it. It becomes a pile, right? There's a book or there's other things. And before you know it, you're stepping on this clutter pile every day to reach what you need. And you kind of don't realize it until suddenly one day you're just annoyed. You're like, why am I stepping on this pile of stuff to get what I need? And I think that's kind of how old stories work. Like they start small and you don't really notice them and you're like, it's fine. Like I know it's there and I should clean it up, but like, I can live with it. I have other priorities. And then other limiting thoughts start getting magnetized to them. And then soon you're stepping on this pile of I can't and I shouldn't and I'm not ready. And like you can't reach your dreams because you have to step on that every single day. And you don't really realize how much energy you're wasting navigating these old stories when they could just be cleared. Like that's kind of the metaphor that felt resonant to me this morning. And then the other one was like sometimes old stories are blinders. They actually don't let us see the good that's already present. And this is something that I noticed several months ago. I noticed that in the morning I was stepping outside and I would feel this cloud of almost like programmed anxiety, like I was bracing for a deadline that I was afraid I was going to miss. And then I'd pause and I'd like think about it. And I was like, there's no deadline. There is no deadline. There's no, there's nothing I need to be bracing against right now. In fact, positive things that I've been working towards are actually gaining momentum. Why is this the way I'm showing up? And the truth is that our body, like in that instance, I noticed as I started to like actually breathe out and clear away this programmed anxiety, my body was ready to embrace the celebration and the gratitude. Like my body actually was excited and like already there. But this old pattern of bracing and anxiety was blocking me from even seeing the growth that I'd been seeking. And I just think sometimes our old stories live in our minds or like we've like put them on like clothes that don't fit anymore, and our bodies are ready to tell us something completely different. Your body actually holds decisions that your mind hasn't made yet, and movement can help shake loose what's been stuck. So both like the clutter piles and the blinders that keep you from seeing what's already ready to emerge. So that's my why behind this gathering. I know those are two completely different metaphors, but hopefully that really gives you clarity as to what we're here for today. And again, old stories calcify when we're not intentional. And so, my hope for us is to be intentional in this time, to shake loose what's been stuck and to allow our body to communicate clearly with us, to clear the way for it to say what it wants us to know. So I want to, if you participated in this last weekend, if you're on my email list, I invited you to participate in like a joy archaeology experience where you just kind of looked around your life and took some time to notice is what brings you joy. Is there a certain song? Is there um, a certain sensation or food? So I'd love if you want to drop in the chat or share aloud. What do you know? What have you discovered about your joy? Like, is there anything that you've noticed recently that does bring you joy? Um, I know for me, one of the things that popped in this weekend was I was sitting on my porch, which is always just like a very alive place for me. And actually shared the video in an email this Saturday, I think it was. But I was sitting there and it's this autumn weather. I'm in Indiana and it started lightly raining and then a breeze started and the leaves were falling kind of with the rain, almost like snowflakes. And it just felt crisp and yeah, there was just something for me that really activated joy in that nature um experience. It wasn't even really a scene. It was more like the scents and the sounds and the I guess there was the visual of it as well. So for me, there was just a lot of joy in that that seasonal experience. Yeah,
Yeah,
Monica.
I'll share as well. Just yeah, for me, just really seeing how the light is coming on the water when I'm out and about, and just yeah, just it just brings me a lot of joy to see. I love the fall and seeing the all the leaves starting to change.
Oh,
Mhm.
yeah. 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 Thank you for sharing light. Oh, light was what kind of water did you see it on? I'm curious.
I was just at a little lake,
Mm.
and it was just very. There's a little bit of wind, but just the way the water was moving and the way the light was, and just in general, I just feel like I'm when I see light hit something, it kind of brings me to the beauty of it.
Oh,
Like whereas before maybe I bypass it, it just kind of gives me this moment of wonder or awe or
mm.
oh wow, something
Yeah.
about the light that yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you for sharing that. I love, I want to just highlight something you said too, because wonder and awe are just like these incredible, almost like sneaky doorways into our body. Because I think one thing that happens, and like nature, I think is a great way for us to kind of connect with awe, but sometimes we miss it when we're with humans, right?
Yeah.
But it's like this sneaky way for us to almost like without intending to, we take a deep breath and we sort of like look up, which allows our posture to shift. And there's awe and wonder invite us into our body in just a really beautiful way. I love that you shared that.
Love that.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah. So what I want to invite us to do now is we're going to start, this is kind of the first part of our workshop today by just kind of awakening the body. So we're going to start with an embodied check-in. So I want to ask you to place your hands on your heart and feel your feet on the ground. And the first thing I want to ask you to notice is what old story is your body carrying right now? So this is an invitation not to analyze, just to notice. Close your eyes if it feels helpful, but just spend a moment right here with your body asking, what old story is my body carrying right now? What feels heavy or stuck? You might notice key points in your body that are carrying it, maybe in your shoulders. We'll pay some attention to them in a moment, or other parts of your body. And feel free to ask, right? Like, feel free to actually have a conversation with your body. You don't need to feel silly about it. But even asking yourself, what are you carrying? Shoulders, or maybe your stomach, right? Like, what's the tightness in in my stomach there for? And the invitation here is actually not to write this down. So a lot of the time, um, naming is such a powerful part of the processing experience for our minds. But today, we're doing something different, right? I want to invite us to trust that you know and you can hold it for this time. The beautiful thing about our bodies is that they don't actually need our analysis in order to process and metabolize. They can move things through us and release what's ready without our cognitive mind having to do that work, right? And so, even if it feels a little fuzzy, but you noticed the tightness, that's okay. And so now I want to go ahead and move into just kind of a gentle activation. So I'm going to invite you to roll your shoulders. And whatever I'm inviting you to do, of course, do whatever feels comfortable. So if if it's straining you or whatever, don't do that. Just allow your body to move as it wants to. Maybe stretch your neck. And whether you're sitting or you're standing, I'm going to invite you to do some hip circles. So if you're sitting, you can still do it in your chair, but this is just kind of giving yourself permission to move your hips. I'm going to be standing in a moment, but for this one, I'm sitting. Yeah, so we're waking up parts of you that have been holding old patterns. So if you felt a certain area of your body that felt tight or like it was holding something, move that part. And we're just letting our body start to shake loose what's been calcified. Whatever feels right. Mm. All right. Now we're going to do some voice activation. So the next thing I want you to do, the invitation here, is humming or sighing or making any sounds that feel good. So I noticed even as I was starting to stretch, I was taking some deep breaths with sounds. You can hum. Sometimes, especially if you've got sinus stuff going on, humming helps break things loose in a literal way, right? Um, or sighing. Your voice is connected to your power. So let's shake loose any stories about staying quiet. You're in your space. You can make noise, sounds you might not normally allow to come out of your mouth or your body. Let them happen if they feel good for you. Yeah, and notice what wants to be expressed that's been held back. And maybe experiment. You might get louder or softer and notice in your own safe space what sounds want to come out, what sounds want to be expressed. Hmm. Okay, now in this next 6 minutes, 5, 6 minutes, we'll say 5 minutes, we're going to go ahead and invite each of you to put on one of your songs. Maybe you found a song this weekend that really activates your own joy and makes you want to move. Um, in a minute, I'll put on a song for all of us. But right now, this is an invitation for you in your space to put on a song that just ignites your own joy. And I want to invite you individually to dance like you're shaking off every story that says you can't, you shouldn't, or you aren't ready. Let your body move in ways that feel like freedom from old limitations. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to start just a 5-minute timer on my phone. I'm going to pull up my own song and we're going to dance in our own space for 5 minutes and then we'll come back together in just a moment. about 30 more seconds as your song is ending. Maybe grab a drink of water, depending on how intense your dance has been. Come back into the space. All right. I can feel my heart beating. Did a little bit of jumping in my dance. And now what I want to do is I'm going to play a song in just a moment. And I want to introduce this idea of this dancing is a process of story shaking, right? So we're shaking loose old stories together. And I want you to move like you're releasing what no longer serves. So shake your hands, shake your whole body, whatever feels right, right? Whatever feels available, but also like maybe you let yourself go to the edge a little more. What if you trust yourself a little bit more? So just shake, see what your body wants to do. Let the stories that have calcified start to crumble. So now I want to do something that's a little bit different. And this is something that I think is just really beautiful. Um, and we often it's kind of permission giving, right? Like we don't often uh give ourselves permission for this. So what I want to invite you to do is let me catch my breath. Okay. What I want to invite you to do is I want to invite us into a sacred silliness experience. So it's honestly kind of my favorite part, because I think sometimes your inner rebel has wisdom that your good girl has forgotten. And so there's a story that says women need to be serious, composed, and appropriate at all times. And today we're just going to prove that story wrong, because what if being ridiculous and free is actually a form of rebellion against every voice that ever told you to be smaller? And so I'm going to start by, I know you've been hopefully shaking and getting rid of your old stories already, but I want to invite you to, we're going to shake off these old stories with intention again. We're going to start by shaking your hands like you're flinging off every you should and you can't. So where you feel it on your shoulder, kind of grab it and throw it, whatever you want to do. Just we're shaking it off, flinging it wherever you can get it off. Maybe it's in your stomach. You're holding it there, your throat, wherever you're feeling that you can't or you should or whatever it is that's the story. Fling it. Grab it and fling it. Which actually is really good energy medicine. Side note. And now I want to invite you to shake your whole body. Again, no music here, but we're going to shake off the story that says you're too much. Shake off one of the things that says you're not enough. Whatever your body has been holding that's just not true, shake it off. Whatever's left after you're dancing, get rid of it. Maybe it's in your butt, right? Shake off whatever you need to. And now I'm going to invite you to shake your head no to every limitation that you've been carrying. So make it big, make it dramatic. Like, no, right? Let your hair flip. Your body knows how to release what doesn't belong. So, like, no. If you want to add some sass, you can add some sass to it. Whatever flair needs to pop up or wants to, it's all here. It all belongs. But allow your body to just release, just say no to whatever doesn't belong. And now I want you to make the silliest face that you can make. So stick your tongue out, cross your eyes. I can't do that. My husband can. If you can, great. Scrunch everything up, like, right? Like, make your silliest face. You can imagine sending it to your best friend, right? Someone who's not going to judge you. You're just being goofy with them. Mine are a little terrifying sometimes. But what story says you can't look ridiculous, right? Like, what voice tells you to always look put together and pleasant? Make an even sillier face at that story. Show it what you think of its opinion. Like, right? And let yourself laugh at yourself. Like, my hope is that you have a mirror or even just pull open your cell phone camera. Let yourself see yourself being goofy for a minute and like give yourself permission to laugh. One thing that always makes me laugh is when I try to raise one eyebrow. I don't feel like I have the muscle control to do it, and it just always kind of looks funny. Give yourself permission to just be goofy for a minute. Play with yourself in this moment. This is the invitation here. And now I'm going to invite you to move like a cartoon character. So big, exaggerated gestures. Stretch your arms wide, like you're claiming all your space. Maybe you want to stomp your feet like you're refusing to let anyone like you're refusing to tiptoe around anyone's comfort anymore. Do it like a cartoon character does it, right? Move your hips like you're not ashamed of taking up space in your own body. Let yourself feel the movement. Do it in an exaggerated way, more than you might even do it normally, or if this is not normal at all for you, more than where you're feeling drawn to. Push yourself a little bit further. What story says that you need to move quietly, carefully, apologetically through the world? Dance that story right into the ground. Stomp it into the ground like a cartoon character. Don't be afraid to be bigger in your body than you should, right? No one's watching. This is you in your space. Stretch yourself. Feel it. Stomping might be your new thing. Who knows, right? There might be release in stomping. Yeah. And so now, what I want to just invite you to do is celebrate yourself. Celebrate yourself like you just won an Olympic medal for being authentically, unapologetically you. Throw your hands in the air. Do a victory dance for every time that you chose yourself this week. Cheer for the woman who showed up today, ready to shake loose what's been keeping her small. Your celebration doesn't need anyone else's permission or approval. It is yours to claim. So go ahead and do that. Celebrate yourself. Yeah, so now I want to go ahead and take a breath and notice what shifted. How does your body feel after giving yourself permission to be ridiculous and free? What old story about needing to be appropriate just got shaken loose? Your capacity for joy and silliness is not childish. It's actually revolutionary. It's your rebellion against every system that profits from your seriousness and your smallness. And that aliveness that you just accessed, that is your natural state when you're not performing for anyone else. It's beautiful. Whatever came up wherever you are is beautiful. Now I want to carry the freedom into the next phase. Monica, I know you might need to jump off. Is there anything that you want to share?
No, I thought that was really fun with the cartoon character.
Good.
And yeah, no, it's great. I love this. I love the sacred, silly, soulfulness and silliness.
Awesome.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
So now what I want to invite you to do is find your way to stillness and notice what's different in your body now. What stories shook loose, but also what just feels lighter? What feels opened? For me, I'm noticing how much freer my breath is feeling. I feel like there's an opening in this for free flowing. There's a delight. I think there's also a different level of presence that I'm noticing for myself. Like I feel even more available in this moment. So notice what's true for you. Yeah, and I think even like this, my smile is bigger. It's like brighter. There's something about like the experience of presence that allows me to be even more like full in my experience and expression. So notice what you feel. And now what I want you to do is think of one decision that you've been circling. Any decision, big or small. Maybe it's about REWILDED. Maybe it's about a relationship or a job or a creative project or a boundary that you need to set. What I'm going to do is I'm going to guide you through feeling into this decision from your body, not analyzing it with your mind. So once you have your decision that you're going to have as your topic, I want to invite you to imagine saying yes to your decision. Imagine, like, walk through the motions in your mind, in your beautiful capacity to imagine, to conceive of what does not yet exist, right? That's what our imagination is. Imagine you've said yes. You've said yes. You've signed the contract. You've had the conversation. You've whatever the decision is. You've said yes to it. Now I want to invite you to walk around your life for a moment and notice how it feels to have said yes. What happens in your body? What does this yes feel like in your body? Maybe there's like a tingle of nervous excitement, like, oh, I just committed to this. And I wanted to, and I'm glad I did. And also, like, okay, here we go. I'm in. Maybe it's expansive. Maybe it's not, right? Notice what's there. Whatever is there is fine. Now I want to invite you to imagine saying no. So shake off that first imagined yes, rewind time, and now imagine that you're saying no or you're waiting on this decision that you've been circling. You've decided this isn't for me right now, and you're moving on. How does that feel different? Does your body expand or contract? Imagine walking around your life having made this decision as a no. What does your body have to say? Maybe there's relief. Maybe there's shrinking. Maybe there's like something visceral, like nausea, knowing that you left an opportunity on the table. Or maybe that relief is visceral and you are so grateful that you decided to set a boundary there. Notice what your body is saying to you. What old story is whispering you can't or you shouldn't? And what does your embodied knowing say beneath that story? Maybe there's an you shouldn't, and beneath that story is actually you have every right to choose that, but you don't have to choose it right now, right? Like maybe there's permission beneath the shouldn't, or maybe there's actually it would serve me to choose this. It would disrupt my life to make this whatever. Notice what your body is saying under the surface, what's more true than the surface shoulds and shouldn'ts. And here's where I want to invite you to share your insights. I want to actually invite you to put it in your notebook. Do you have a journal with you? What did your body just teach you about this decision? Write it down. Write what comes up right now. What did your body just teach you about this decision? And the next question is, what old story got shaken loose in that inquiry? What did you let go of? Was it an old story of can't or shouldn't? Or maybe it was an old story of never ready, or too much, or I won't follow through, or whatever. Or they won't like me, right? Notice what was discarded in that inquiry. And as we're coming to a close, I want to do one more minute of movement, but this time I want to move from that freedom that you just accessed. So I want to ask you to move like someone who trusts their own knowing and isn't held back by old stories. There's no music here. Just trusting your body. Whatever feels true for you. Move like someone who trusts their own knowing and isn't held back by old stories. Now, I want to invite you to write in your notebook, what is one way that you'll honor what just shook loose today? Be specific. What is one way that you will honor what just shook loose today? One tangible, real way. For right now, not for next year. For today, not next week. And the next question is, what's one old story that you're ready to stop carrying? So you've shaken it loose. You did some work flinging stuff out, right? Stomping or whatever cartoony movements you did. You danced, you shook. But it is your decision to be deliberate about not picking it back up and carrying it out of here. So, what is one old story that you're ready to stop carrying? Write that in your notebook. Here's what I know to be true. Your body just showed you how to shake loose what's been calcifying and to make decisions from aliveness. That's awesome. For those feeling called to Rewilded, your free 45-minute Rewilded resonance calls are available through tomorrow night. The sign up is available through tomorrow night. It's okay if the actual call takes place after that. Come explore if this is your moment. And for those of you that are shaking loose other stories, trust what moved through you and take the next right step from that knowing. Whatever direction you're headed, move from your embodied truth, not your old limitations. As we close today, I just want to say thank you. Thank you for the gift of being here, of inviting your body and not just your head into the space, and of choosing to be you deeply, to remembering that your wholeness includes your body and your spirit and your mind and your heart. All of these pieces are soulful. All of these pieces are part of your whole being, right? Thank you for allowing your body to lead today. She has good things to say. She's beautiful. To Living Whole and Wild, I'm Emily Bailey.